Hello, and what a beautiful day. Let's hope I can do this video outside and not have the the sound to it. And I usually don't like to stand still, but probably should. Anyway, what is our mind and what is it meant for? Well, I would say there's very little people that go around using their minds only for calculations, scientific equations, of course, bodily functions that needs to be done, and stuff like that. Most of us use our minds for everything because to a lot of us, we think our minds are us. We think we are our minds. But it's not. And guess what? Our ego or character is also not us. These things are there to help us to survive. We used our minds a lot more when we were like caveman type or survival instinct mode. But now that we have more reasoning, and yes, people would say, oh, that also comes from your mind. Well, and you can't really say it doesn't. A lot of reasoning does. But it takes more. Let's put it down a little bit. If I end up dropping it. It takes more than reasoning and calculations to get us from point A to point B if we really want to live. For example, our mind is like a wonderful, great computer. But you wouldn't use your computer to live, would you? Would you use your computer, your home computer, your laptop, whatever, for living, for advice? And I know that everyone's going to say, well, what about the internet? Yes, well, but do you really want to live only by the internet? Do you want to live only by calculations, scientific equations? Or do you really want to live? So what does that leave? Well, what is there when those quiet moments, when thoughts seem to not be around, when you're just being? What is that? What is there? Could that be your actual self? The one that really we should use and always love and use and adore. Yes, I'm talking about our God within us, that spirit within us, who loves to love us and adore us, who would love to help us get from point A to point B and advice, but often remains ignored. And I'm not talking about a God that, like most people see God, there's somebody who says, you got to live a pure life. You can't do this and you have to do that. That's not God. That is doctrine. And doctrine is not the same thing. Doctrine is not who we are. That also, man made that. The one that uses his mind, his computer, for calculations, and what everyone else tells him, who also uses their mind for calculations. So how do we get to that place where we hear who we truly are? We got to come to that place where was still. You could call it shower mode, bathtub mode, meditation, prayers, or just be still, quiet. Just when I try to get to that place of stillness where I don't want to have any thoughts running around my mind, I just focus on one thing until I'm not on anything. Hey, even in nature, look, you can even focus on that beautiful birds sounds, the wind rustling through the trees, the sound of them working back there. whatever works for you, right? And they could just take away those hundreds of million zillion thoughts going through your mind. And that which is observing that is you, not your thoughts, not your feelings, but you, our true self, the one that really should be guiding us. And when we let that part of ourselves guide us, then nothing will go wrong. Everything will go right. Everything will go into place. Yes, you could still have fun. Your true self does not want to take away your fun. All the things that you desire because of that presence within you. If it wasn't for the presence within you, you wouldn't even be thinking. You would be doing nothing, not one thing. It's the one that puts the mind together, that helps you breathe and do all those other things. It's what animates you. Yeah, you couldn't do anything, breathe or anything, without this part of you. And yet, most people don't think of that. They think of it as being something outside of them. They think their mind is them, their ego is them, their character. You can change your ego and character at any moment. You can decide, yeah, I'm not going to be this. I'm not going to play this quiet, shy person. I'm going to be this boisterous person. And like an actor, really get into character. And guess what? All of a sudden, people are like, wow, you're a totally different person. And guess what? You are, right? You're totally different. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with changing. Hopefully one does it for the better. But there's nothing wrong with changing who you want to be. But that's not you. It's not you. Your mind is not you. Your ego is not you. Your character is not you. Your emotions aren't you. Your feelings aren't you. But when you take away all those other things, and you see the quiet observer in the background, lovingly observing everything, that is really you. I hear a woodpecker in the distance. Yeah, it's serene and beautiful. That's why I like to come outside. Even though the tablet doesn't always like me to carry it around and do this, but it is nice, quiet, and it is just right for this video. So, now I hear the blue jay, mourning dove over there, and a bird, I'm not exactly sure what bird that is. That's a blue jay there. They're always the observers and the birds. Have you ever noticed blue jays? Always talking to each other, always. Have you ever gone in the woods where there was a whole pile of blue jays there? Or anywhere. And they're just sort of doing their... And you know, somehow, they're talking about you. And you're like, what are they saying? By the way, they're related to crows. And they're very smart, intelligent birds. All birds are smart, intelligent, don't get me wrong, but the other people don't like blue jays because they see them as bullies, but they're wonderful. All birds are, I see. They're being birds. And when I feed the birds and the chipmunks and the squirrels and what have you else, I don't say, okay, you, yes, not you. Whoever comes there first. Anyway, I wanted to have this nice video to remind you, you are not your mind. You are not your emotions, your feelings, your thoughts. You're not your thoughts. Thoughts come and go. We're the ones that cling to them and keep them, or they're not. There's certain thoughts that we don't like, so we just let them go and we filter them. And most of the time we don't even realize that we're doing this. Now, those thoughts that we think ring true to us, we keep. And some things that ring true to us aren't things that we should be keeping. Like, all that self-talk we do to ourselves and we don't even realize it. Am I good enough? Should I be doing this? Do I have enough time? What's wrong with me? Blah, 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 blah. I imagine we could come up with a whole pile of things that we say to ourselves. And once in a while, when we're paying attention, we notice, oh my God, I'm saying that again. And those are the things that keep all our good away from us. Our negative self-talk. Not self-talking, but our negative self-talking. The things we should be saying are, how wonderful it is. Time is an illusion. I have time for everything. All the wonderful things I want to do. Think about the things you like. Think about the things you want to do. Oh, nice woodpecker up there. Like probably a pileated woodpecker. They're the ones that sound so exotic for birds. They're beautiful. Anyway, think about the things you do want to think about. Think about the things you enjoy. Why do we find it so difficult to think about things we love? But we do. We do it all the time, including myself in there too. We always think about, oh my God, this, or oh no, that, or blah, blah, this or that. But we never think about the things that we love and like, or that we want to do. Why not? When we were kids, we were always thinking, most of the time, I would say, about the things that we love. Imagining things that we like to do. Using imagination is the key. Less your mind, more your imagination. And all the wonderful universal substance. I love that word, universal substance, that's around us all the time, that's ever flowing out from our I am presence, the God within us. Helps to bring our good. That which we call the universe is really universal substance. I think when people say universe, they're really talking about their I am presence within them. But that which is raining down, the energy that's always surrounding you at every moment, non-stop, is a universal substance that is lovingly always flowing down like a waterfall from your I am presence. I had that vision. I don't know if I ever said that one time. That time it was coming out of a dream and I felt a yank, and I felt that before. And I know it was my actual self pulling me. And it pulled me into this beautiful area where I saw sunrise, sunset at the same time. It's a beautiful, and I saw it above. And like it was holding out its hands and like a waterfall cascading down into and like it's almost made like a river, almost like the rivers you hear in those songs, you know. But it puts another meaning to it. And it was always flowing, constantly, never ceasing for 1 minute. And that is the universal substance flowing from it. So we never really have an excuse, do we? Ever. Well, we cannot get and have the things we want. There's never lack. Only a thought in our mind that we should just let go of. Well, already this is getting really long, so I just wanted to put that out, and I love everyone, and my arms are getting tired anyway, and have a beautiful, wonderful day, and over and